2. The webinar today that I'm teaching is all about ChatGPT, but we're going to do things a little differently than maybe some of the webinars that you have attended previously with other people. If you've attended with me, any of my trainings, you know that they're a little different. I like to bring massive amount of value, but today, the thing that I am most excited to share with you is the fact that we're not even going to learn how to blog with ChatGPT. That's not, if you're here to learn how to blog, friend, you're in the wrong place. This is not that webinar. The whole point of today's webinar and virtual training is to open your eyes and blow your mind to what else is possible with ChatGPT. People who have taken this virtual training have walked away just mind blown with at least one thing. Sometimes it does surprise me what gets people, what is that thing? But I promise you that you will walk away with a new tool, a new way of using ChatGPT. A couple housekeeping really quick. Thanks, Brian. Brian McKenna in the house. A couple housekeeping items. Today, I will be doing everything I show you in ChatGPT Pro, but it will be in 3.5. So if you have a free account with ChatGPT, you can use the free account. That's totally fine. Everything I show you will be available to you. If you have yet to upgrade, I highly recommend it if you're going to use ChatGPT a lot because it's so much faster and you get access to 4.0. We'll talk a bit more about that in a moment. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you. We'll get into my little slides here. Now, there is a Q&A section of the Zoom, the webinar. Please, if you have specific questions about today's presentation that you want me to address in the Q&A section, use that button, not the chat, because it does get lost in the chat. But do use the chat for chatting. And I believe I turned it on that y'all can see all the questions and you can upvote, which is fun. That's the first time I've done that. So there you go. All right, ChatGPT and chill. I actually renamed it to ChatGPT Unleashed, but same slides. It's your new favorite pastime. Hello there. My name is Kelly Noble Mirabella. Are you new to me? I know many of you. I saw your names. I recognized you. I've known many of you for years. So welcome back. So glad that you have returned to me. Love you. But for those of you who are new, my name is Kelly Noble Mirabella. Noble is my middle name and also my maiden name. So I just kind of kept it around. I like it. But you could just call me Kelly. And I have been doing digital marketing for longer than I want to admit, but I'll go ahead and let you in on the secret. It's been over 16 years. I was actually a very early adopter of social media marketing, one of the very first people to start utilizing social media for brands. And I've always been an early adopter. I am very well known in the chatbot space. I was a trainer for ManyChat for several years and one of the most recognized chatbot experts in the field of conversational marketing. And then I got a little burnt out and decided, let's go try something new. So about 2 years ago, I jumped into the AI game. It was a natural progression to what I was already doing and kind of fell in love. And then as soon as ChatGPT was released, I was on it. I was in the beta. I was all over it and I've just fallen in love. So I'm going to share with you a lot of things that I've learned along the way today. And I hope that you will enjoy that. Whoops. There we go. All right. So let me open up, make sure I can see my chat here. Well, show chat. No, it won't let me see the chat while I do this, but that's okay. All right. This is not your mama's webinar. All right. I know webinars have a bad name. They're just a little bit of things and a lot of bit of selling. I do have something to sell at the end, but that's not the purpose of the webinar. It's just if you want to expand on your thing, but you will promise, honest to God, you will learn something today that will blow your mind and you will be excited about what you learn. That I can almost guarantee. Money back guarantee, it's free. So that's easy for me to do. But it's going to be a good time either way. So what is ChatGPT? Well, a lot of you are beginners, so I want to just explain kind of how it works because there's a lot of misconception that I want to clear up. So GPT, the ChatGPT is owned by OpenAI, and the API version of that, what you see a lot of AI tools out there, they actually tap into OpenAI's GPT, not ChatGPT, that's their chat feature, but GPT. And we have GPT 3.5. And we have GPT-4, which is Pro, and that's much faster. And we'll talk a bit more about that in a moment. But basically, it's trained on a lot of data. So if it's trained on data, it's not copying and pasting. A lot of people think that it's just like copying the internet. And that's not what it is. It's using statistics, the only math that I ever really enjoyed in school. So I understand it. Algebra wasn't my thing. Geometry, not so much, but I love statistics. And it actually uses statistical prediction based on the amount of data it's trained on. So that's why when you use a tool like Jasper AI, your output might be different than a tool like ChatGPT, because the data it is trained on is different. And it's going to predict, based off that data, what is the next most likely word that will help complete the sentence. So it's a prediction model. Hopefully that helps clear things up a bit. All right, so I told you I was going to tell you a little bit more about the GPTs. So we have GPT 3.5, which is estimated to be trained on about 175 billion, with a big B, data points. So you can imagine that's really big, but look at this. GPT, sorry, not chat, just GPT-4 is trained on over 1 trillion data points. So it's more accurate. And that's why people say it's more accurate. It is slower, and it's only available to, in the API and in ChatGPT, it's only available to pro users. So the API that's used by your Magi's, your Jaspers, your Copy AI, any of the tools that utilize GPT, they are likely utilizing GPT-4. Lots and lots of data. Now, here's another thing that's very important. I saw someone said that they use it for hashtags. It is only trained up to about September 2020. Oh, I always get this one wrong, and everyone always corrects me in the comments. So if you know it, I think it's 2021. So it's not super accurate. They have been training it GPT-4 to be more accurate, and there is word that they've been releasing more up-to-date data. But the point is it's not 2023 data. You're not going to go up to and say, what are the most popular hashtags being used on Instagram today? It's not going to be able to pull that, because that's just not the data that it's trained on, not yet, right? And it's not pulling it directly from the internet. It's pulling it from these data points. Now I can see already I have some questions. I love it. Thank you. 2021. So yes, I was right. Thank you, friends. I knew you guys would help me out. And so that's why we don't want to, let's say, do we have, what do y'all do for a living? What is your job? Go ahead and let me know in the comments. For those of you who are doing, let's say, real estate, and you want to use ChatGPT to write your market reports, you wouldn't just go to ChatGPT and say, hey, what is the market report for May 2023 for real estate in North Texas? It's not going to give you very accurate information. Oh, good. I do have some real estate folks in here. So you will not get the most accurate information, but you can feed it the data that you find that is accurate, and then say, hey, can you write something with this? So there's kind of an idea that will get you thinking on how it, it has restrictions. There are things it can't necessarily do. So let's go ahead and let's explore what can be done with ChatGPT. Okay, so again, here we are. Do you see everyone? Can you see my screen? We're in ChatGPT. Welcome. Again, I am in the pro version. So if it looks slightly different than yours, I apologize. But we will be using 3.5 today, which you can see is fast, great for most tasks. And then that's available to everyone who is on the free account. So if you're on the free account, you are going to be able to do everything I show you today. Now, for those of you who are on the pro account, you can use the the GPT-4, it says most capable model, great for tasks that require creativity and advanced reasoning. And I will say I have used GPT-4 for more creative brainstorming sort of things. And I've had great results, even better results than 3.5. So I will say that that's great, but it is kind of slow. So I will tell you, it's a little slow. We're not going to use that right now. So I want to show you several things that you can do with ChatGPT. And the first thing I always like to start with is translation. How many of you knew that you can translate with ChatGPT? And it's very accurate. I've actually had people who speak fluent in these languages, not all the languages I'm going to show you right now, but several, and they say, wow, that's very accurate. So what we're going to do is we're going to prompt. Okay, so a prompt is what you import into it, or what you're telling ChatGPT to do. And when it comes to prompting, I want you to follow a specific model, okay? We want to, for the most part, you don't have to do it every time, but for the most part, this is how I want you to be thinking about your prompting. I want you to tell it what it is, tell it what you want it to do, and tell it why or for who. Now, in this case, I'm not going to tell it what it is. I'm just going to tell it to do something because this is a very simple task I'm asking. But I'm going to say, translate the following text to conversational Spanish spoken in Mexico, formal Italian, informal Japanese, pirate, because why not, and Morse code. Here is the quote. Do I love you? My God, if your love were a grain of sand, mine would be a universe of beaches. By the way, the first 2 people who tell me what book that is from, they are going to get a free access to my upcoming class that I'm going to be teaching, a virtual class that's going to teach you how to use ChatGPT as your business coach to really nail down your value proposition. We'll learn more about that at the end. And that's definitely something you want. Are you ready? Let's translate. It's not beaches. I will give you a hint in a moment. All right, so conversational Spanish, te amo. By the way, I do not speak any of these languages, so bear with me. Te amo, Dios mío, si tu amor fuera un grano de arena, el mío sería un universo de playas. Now, I could tell we might have some Spanish speakers in the audience. Let me know how that sound. Ooh, someone got it. I'm going to write it down. I need one more. Yep. Jennifer and Mitch Field. Jennifer Mills got it. I'm writing it down right now. And Mitch Field, correct. My favorite movie of all time, The Princess Bride, correct. It's not in the story, or it's not in the movie, it's in the book. All right, so here we go. Formal Italian. Ti amo de Dio, se il tuo amore fosse un granello de sabbia, il mio sarebbe un universo de spiagge. Okay. And then I'm not going to read to you the Japanese, but there it is. And then the pirate, of course I have to read it to you. Avast do I love ye by the powers. If your love were a grain of sand, mine would be the universal beaches. And then there's your Morse code. It says, please note that the Morse code translation has spaces between each Morse code character and forward slashes between the words. Good to know. So there you go. You can use ChatGPT to translate. Now, why is this important? I saw we had a lot of people who work in real estate and home building. Now, I'm sure this is going to be important for everyone, but back in the day, believe it or not, I used to work for a home builder. In fact, that was like my life before I started my own business, is working for home builders. And we worked with a lot of international buyers, people who spoke different languages. And I would be, one of my jobs was, I was in sales, but then after that, in the transition between being a new home sales consultant and starting my own business in digital marketing, I was the online concierge. And one of my jobs was to respond to people who emailed with inquiries and what have you. And some people did come in with different languages. Wouldn't it have been nice to be able to translate that very quickly and then write a message in response and translate it? So this is just a really great way. If you have a dual linguistic clientele, this is just a great way that you can help translate. And if you're concerned about the translation, you can always add a note to your emails or your documentation saying translated with the help of ChatGPT or translated with the help of AI. And then it could be like, give you a little pass. But generally speaking, we have a very accurate translation of our stuff here. Now, the next thing I want to tell you is one of my favorite tricks. This one I think is one of the most helpful, and I use it at least once a week. And that is, we're going to create a table. Now, why is a table important? Well, let me grab my little prompt here that I'm going to show you. So if you are asking ChatGPT to brainstorm ideas for, content, or if you are asking it even this question, I asked you to translate these, and you like to put things in spreadsheets so they're very organized. Well, you cannot ask ChatGPT, hey, put this in a spreadsheet. It just doesn't recognize that, but we can put it in a table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, organize the above translations into a table. Column 1 is the language. Column 2 is the translation. Now watch how magical this is. There you go. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? So what I can do now is I can take this, I can copy it, and I can go, let me even do it for you, because why not? Go to a new tab. I got to move all these things out of my way. You guys, your chat is in my way. We're going to go over here to docs. You see all my documents. See, I'm like crazy with the documents. And then we'll just go to a Google Sheet, okay? And so what I'll do is I'll just go in here and I'll paste that. And now I have a nice little spreadsheet. Call this spreadsheet translations. Okay, cool. No clue you could do this. Jennifer Mills, that, my friend, that means I don't owe you your free time back. the money back guarantee, because you just learned something new. Now, this may seem like very anticlimactic, my friends, but as we go through today's training, you're going to see how this is going to be even more powerful. And it really is. It's quite powerful. So let's go back into our ChatGPT. So far we've learned translation, and then we learned how to kind of be more organized, which can be used for all sorts of things. So the next thing I want to do is to think about how many of you would love a way to respond to people politer in a more polite way. I, for one, I am a very straight to the point kind of lady. So sometimes when I email people, it may not seem very kind because the tonality is implied or not implied. I guess people will read it as they will. And this is especially important when we're talking about customer service, right? So let's say, for example, we have a course. I teach a lot of courses, and someone has asked for a refund, and you have a no refund policy. You know, this lady, me, I'm in the email and I'm like, listen, I don't offer a refund. So, you know, this is BS, you know, whatever I would write. Maybe I'd try to be a little kinder. Let's let ChatGPT work on this one. All right, so this is what I'm writing. Again, in this case, I'm going to tell ChatGPT what it is. You're the world's most helpful customer service representative. Write a helpful and informative response to someone who said they were unsatisfied with the course that they purchased a month ago and they want a refund. Keep in mind that we have a clear no refund policy, but offer to give them a partial refund based on the time frame that has already passed. This is all I'm giving them. This is the prompt. Are you ready? It's going to be a lot nicer than what I wrote, that's for sure. Okay, so this is quite long, in my opinion. I don't even want to read this. That's how much I don't like this, but it's probably wonderful. But let's say you're in a scenario that in any case, especially with emails, because I do use ChatGPT a lot, and I could show you a couple of the emails that I've written. I use ChatGPT a lot to write emails for me because it's just one of those tasks that I don't need to spend a lot of time on. Like, why are we spending so much time on emails, right? So I'm gonna say, this is great, but can you please make it shorter? So I think of ChatGPT as like my own little assistant, and I'm going to be nice to my assistant. So I use please and thank you, and I encourage my assistant. And so then I tell them, you know, just as if I'm talking to an actual assistant, hey, can you do that? So you see, it went from like several paragraphs. So thank you for contacting us about your recent course purchase. We understand your dissatisfaction and your request for a refund. While our refund policy is non-refundable, we value your satisfaction and would like to offer a partial refund considering the time that has passed since your purchase. Given that it has been a month since your purchase, we are willing to provide you with a partial refund that reflects the portion of the course you have already completed. To proceed with the partial refund, please provide us with your order number and any other relevant information for a smooth process. Please note that the partial refund will follow our standard procedures and take a few days to process. Accepting this offer indicates your agreement, and then it goes on. All right, so then here's another little tip if you're following along, if you're taking notes. I am a one-woman show. How many of you are a one-woman, one-man show? You wear many hats. So I feel like it's very disingenuous for me to say we, because it's just me. It's just me, and I don't mind it being just me. So I'm going to say this is great. However, it is just me, not we. Instead of we, please use me. Instead of us, please use the singular. Okay, and then it's just going to rewrite it as a solo person And you can see right here, thank you for contacting me about your recent course purchase. I understand your dissatisfaction. Okay, so now I've written my little email, boom, done. This took just a couple minutes. And instead of me sitting there writing and agonizing over if I'm being polite enough, if I'm being, this, that, and the other, and they're not going to badmouth me on social media, done, 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 done. So this is just a wonderful way to save a lot of time. All right, let's look at something else. I have one that I'm saving that is going to blow your mind. It's just going to blow your mind. So I'm trying to look through my little list here. Okay, so here's another fun one. I recently, oh man, I did a thing. I'm going to start a new chat just to start it fresh. I recently went and chaperoned my 4th grade daughter's 4th grade field trip. And let me tell you, we're talking hundreds of 4th graders in the school district have decided to get on giant buses, like the real fancy buses, the coach buses, and drive an hour away to Fort Worth to learn about the stockyards. And then we get back on the bus. Everyone's been, walking around. We're all cranky. We're all tired. Kids are hyped up. They're screaming. I'm in the back of the bus. I got a headache. And we're about to drive to a museum that's 25 minutes away. I'm like, oh no, we cannot do this. I cannot sit here and reprimand these children for 25 minutes. I'm a smart mama. I have 2 kids. I'm very good at this game. So I said, we're going to do a little game. I'm going to put together a quick trivia about what you learned at the stockyards. And they gave us tickets as chaperones that we could give away for drawings. And I had a stack of them. I'm like, I'm going to give away tickets. So I jump on my phone real quick and I put in the following prompt. Let's create a trivia quiz about the Fort Worth stockyards and Fort Worth history. Let's just say history and the history of the stockyards. Okay. Target audience is 4th grade students. Man, I need this quick. These kids are going crazy. They're out of their seats. Bus drivers getting nervous. Okay, look, it didn't give me the answers. I need the answers. Please, don't make it multiple choice, but please give me the answers. Okay, y'all, I was able to keep these kids busy the whole way and they had a blast. Plus, it really sunk in the type of stuff that they learned about. In which state did the Fort Worth Stockyards located? Well, they knew that one. It was Texas. What year was the Fort Worth Stockyards established? 1905. What type of animals were primarily traded? And so on and so forth. And actually, I do pay attention to all of the stuff they learned about, and I threw in a couple that I learned as well. But this actually kept my kids busy. How can you use something like this? Well, if you're a teacher, have at it. If you're a parent, great. But if you're a business person, people love quizzes. So create quizzes around your content and you can use it in your social media. You can use it in a chatbot. It's a great and fun way to gamify your marketing. So I love a quiz, and this one literally saved me a large headache, and it kept those kids really busy for, the 25-minute ride. So that's just another way that we can use ChatGPT. Okay, so now I'm going to show you, okay, I guess it's time. What time is it? I want to make sure we have time to really, really drive this home, because I have something that's going to just kind of blow your mind. But before I do that, I'm going to show you a couple things that I've done recently. So let's see. I'll show you. This one was funny. Today I was on Facebook, and the Little Mermaid is very big. Have you guys seen the Little Mermaid yet? What is the little, oh, thank you for asking. I'm sorry I didn't mention it before. You see this little guy right here? I know it's very small. It looks like a little robot. This, my friends, is actually a Chrome extension for Jasper, a different tool. So ignore it. Unless you're a Jasper user, it's awesome. I use it for other things. I don't use it in ChatGPT, but I do use it for when I'm in Google. So that's what that is. Okay, so write a parody of part of your world from The Little Mermaid. Someone had said, oh, I've been singing the Little Mermaid song all day, part of your world, and I'm a real estate agent. I wish that I was creative enough to come up with a parody. And I was like, psh, I got you. And I did it. I had them just do a really quick, write a parody of part of your world from The Little Mermaid for real estate. Look at this house. Isn't it neat? That's kind of how it started. And then it did one, and it was very cute, but it was a little bit more like from the point of view of a homeowner. And I was like, no, that was good. Now do it more from the point of view of a real estate agent. And this one killed. I'm not going to sing to you because that would be torture, but look at this house. Isn't it neat? Don't you agree? My listing's complete. Don't you believe I'm the agent who sells everything? Look at this floor, treasures untold. How many wonders can one open house hold? Looking around here, you think, sure, I've got everything. So if you like to have fun, let's say you're doing like reels. If you have a good voice, go for it even more. This is kind of a fun way to jump on a trending topic. The Little Mermaid is very much trending, and this could just be a fun, yet slightly cheesy way to do that. I did post this on the comment. You can see it did the whole thing with the bridge and everything. And I changed literally like 3 words. It was so dang good. I also did a parody, same thing. I think they are singing apps. There are singing apps. Oh yeah, you could probably do that. Gary says there's singing apps. You could throw this in and boom, you have yourself some social media content, right? I did one for a social media marketer, which I thought was hilarious. Look at this post. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my content's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the user who has everything? Scroll through this feed, treasures untold. How many wonders can one profile hold? Looking around here, you think, sure, she's got everything. You see, I do change a couple things. I'm going to read you the chorus. I got selfies and hashtags aplenty. I've got TikToks and tweets galore. You want followers instead of 20? I would say I have many. Who cares? No big deal. I want more. You get the idea. But isn't that a fun thing that you could do? You can use ChatGPT to do that. Now, another thing that I've done recently, okay, so I have a client recently that I am going to be doing a brand kit for, and I just need them to kind of do like a quick email and things that I need to ask, like a questionnaire. So I said, please write an onboarding questionnaire for a logo design service. I will need the following information. 1, a logo, name, and tagline, or a logo name, a tagline, describe your logo / business, color preferences, font ideas. Please share your inspiration or ideas and share your attachments. And then it goes through, and it literally wrote this email to my client saying, can you do this? And then this, and then this, and with little descriptions. And then I said, please make the us to me, because it does that every time I work alone. Again, it cleaned it up. I said, this was good, but I forgot. I also need to help them come up with a brand name. Can you come up with some questions to help me give them a list of great brand names? Certainly. Here's some additional questions. So as you can see, I have questions that I'm going to ask. And then I just had them, the client is a janitorial porter service. Can you just brainstorm some quick ideas? These are they're mostly working with HOAs and communities, just to give them prior to them filling out this thing. And then it gave me some. So then what I did is I went back to the client. I emailed them the questionnaire for their brand name, because we can't even do the logo until their stuff is filled out. They gave it back to me. Let me bring it down here. And I put it in here. And oh, different one then. Carmichael. Okay, so they filled it out. I pasted it in. I said, help me brainstorm some company name ideas for porter service. Here are some of the questions I asked the client with their answers. So here are the questions that ChatGPT helped me with. Here are the answers. And then I said the names that they like so far based off what I gave them, because I gave them a couple of ones in the beginning. And I want to try to include the initials JC or their name Carmichael, because that JC is the man's initials, and he specifically asked for that. And then they gave me a huge list, way too much. I ended up stopping them. I was like, this is too much. Filter the names above to only include the top 5 that would be the best to target the audience as indicated above. And it did that. And then I said, hey, can you write me an email letting them know that I have brainstormed several brand names for them, my favorite being JC Pristine Properties. Each of these have been selected to reflect the nature of the target audience they are going after and the other variables in them. To select one, give feedback, gave the names, and then it wrote an email for me. Okay. So why is this helpful? It's not just about brainstorming names for a company, although let me tell you, this saved me a ton of time. It also can help you just brainstorm. We can brainstorm content ideas. We can brainstorm ideas for courses that you want to teach. We can brainstorm all kinds of things. And then once we're done brainstorming all that stuff, we can also turn around and turn it into a spreadsheet. I'm going to show you how to do that in a little bit. But now the time has come for me to show you something. I'm going to give you a little taste. And the reason I saved this towards not really necessarily the end, we still have 30 minutes and I have a lot to show you, but towards the middle is because if you like what I'm about to show you in this high speed kind of webinar setting, this is what I'm going to teach in my next course that's coming up that Jennifer Mills and Mitch Fields won free tickets to. And I'm not only teaching it locally in Prosper, Texas, but also a virtual version of it. It's going to be $20 to join. So just keep that in mind. But I know some of you, and I know many of you would benefit from what I'm about to show you. So I'm going to give you a little backstory. The thing I'm about to show you is something that is going to significantly help your business. And it's going to help your business because it's going to act as a business coach and give you absolute clarity on what it is that you are offering. Now, let me new chat you. Let me cover it up real quick because I need to tell you, I need to show you, and we need to talk. I need to give you a little backstory because some of you might be, well, I'm brand new, or I've been in business so long, this is not valuable to me. I need you to understand, I've been in business. I've owned my business, Stellar Media Marketing. This is my 13th year I'm going into. And one thing that I have found is because I'm an early adopter and I am a multi-passionate entrepreneur, I have a tendency to muddy the waters of what it is I offer. So as an example, someone might ask, what is it you do? And I'll say, what is it you need? Because I can do a lot of things. And so it's very hard because I offer a lot of services to a lot of different types of target audiences. Now, does that sound like something like you? Do you have a lot of services and maybe it's hard for you to tell people in a very clear, concise manner, in basically a value proposition, a 1 to 2 sentence situation, what I do and how it can help you? And not only for your own clarity, what are the services I want to offer and who is it that I'm targeting, but also for the clarity of the people that you're going to be talking to. That is what brought me to this. And Brian McKenna, are you still here? He's the one who made me do this. He does not know it was him, and I'll explain. So let's jump back in. Let me know if you are someone who's like, I could get a little clearer. I could get a little clearer. So what I did is I thought, I'm a business coach. I am trained as a business coach. I am trained in many things. I'm a certified business coach. I'm also certified hypnotist, which is wild if you think about it. And so I took everything I knew and I thought, I just need some clarity. I need to go through the steps of the process of getting clear. I bet ChatGPT can do this. Now I mentioned Brian. Brian, you better comment to make sure. I'm gonna come after him, man. He had asked me, we had been chatting. He wanted to do some more coaching with me. And I said, yeah, let's do some trade. I would love it if you could introduce me. He's a master in master networker. He knows a lot of people. I said, could you introduce me to a couple key people? I want to get back into helping real estate agents with marketing and doing training for them. It's been a couple of years that I've really focused on it. And he's like, yeah, sure. Could you just give me like a really clear indication of what you do and how you help people? I'm like, oh man, that's when my brain exploded. I'm like, I got to get clear on this. Like, I know what I do, but it's too much. So it can be very overwhelming. I decided to use ChatGPT through my own experience as a coach to coach myself. So here's what I asked. And again, I'm going to go through this very quickly, but I'm going to teach you step by step on how to do this in my upcoming class. I have a virtual on the 21st and I have a in-person. There you are, Brian. Thank you for inspiring this, Brian, because it was like literally, if you take the class that I'm going to do, I'm going to show you all the ways I utilize this. It has changed the game on how I use ChatGPT. All right. So I'm going to give you the first prompt, and that's pretty much like, this is what you can work with if you're not taking my class. You will act as my business coach. So I'm going to tell it what it is. I want you to help me get clear on my service offerings. I want you to ask me one question at a time, and I want you to wait for my answer. Then ask the next, and then ask as many questions that are needed to help me get clear on my messaging. Okay, of course, I'd be happy to help you with that. Let's start discussing your business. Can you tell me a bit about your business does and the services you currently offer? And so I go through and I answer these questions. Now, something that's very interesting about this, you'll notice, let me see, like this, look how much. You're probably like, oh my God, I would never write that much. Raise your hand, give me an emoji or an okay, or yep, that's me. If you would rather not type everything, if you like to talk, if that's something you're into, oh, you actually rose your hand just in the chat, just like, hey, me, I would prefer to talk. I am a talker. I don't know if you noticed. So what I do, I'm going to show you a little trick. If you don't know about this trick yet, you're about to learn. If you know about it, now you're going to be able to multiply on it. We're going to just go into Google Docs. Almost everyone has Google these days. We'll go into Google Docs. You're going to go up to Tools, and you're going to go to the voice typing. And I literally just talk. I just click on this and I'm like, today is a beautiful day. I love today and everyone who's here to make my day better. Period. Okay. Literally, this is all I did. I answered the question. So I saw the question. Who are your ideal clients and what are their specific pain points? And I went to Google Docs and I answered that question. Cut, paste, bam, paste it in. Now, if you have the app, I don't have the app because I'm an Android user, but ChatGPT for pro users, I believe, has the app, maybe for the free users. On iOS, it has voice dictation, but I do use ChatGPT on my phone and I have voice dictation on my phone, so it's not a big deal. But on my computer, this has been massive for me. So I went and I answered all these questions. This is me going back and forth with my digital business coach. It got stuck at one point. I told it to keep going. And then, is there any other questions that you need answered? No, I believe I have it covered related to your service offerings and how to communicate their values to potential clients. Do you have any other questions or concerns that you would like to address? And I said, I want you to take everything we discussed and create one document that lays out the main offerings, who I'm targeting, creating a business strategy, content strategy that will help me get clear, communicate my offerings to potential clients. I love this. ChatGPT, man, it thinks it could do more than it can. I can help you create a document that summarizes our discussion, lays out a clear business content strategy, and communicate your offerings to potential clients. Would you like me to send this document to you via email or shared document platform? Now, before you get excited, it can't do that. I know it can't do that. So I'm just going to say, just type it here. I wish it could do that. And maybe in the future, well, there's an extension that'll do that, but not right now. And there probably is, but not right now. Just type it here. Cool. Business strategy, target markets, services, value proposition. Content strategy, target market. This is one target market. Here are the channels I'm going to focus on. Here are the types of content. Here are the key messages. Here's an action plan. I can have them do it for each one of them. I only had them do it for one. All right. I want you to also create a clear messaging around 2 trainings for real estate people that I'm going to teach. 1, how to use ChatGPT for real estate. And 2, how to level up your short form video. Great. It's going to use everything it just learned about me, my tone of voice, the people, my value proposition, my clear action plan, who I target, everything we just learned together. And it's going to start creating content that is so clear that it is going to resonate so well that I know exactly what to say to people. Now, here you are, Brian, you're back with me. I had a contact message me recently. He's well connected in the real estate space and has offered to help me. Now you get to see what I say behind your back, Brian. He asked the following questions. I want you to help me craft a compelling response based on everything that we discussed to this point. Identify what you'd like to, this is what Brian had asked me. Brian, he can confirm, he literally, this is what he typed to me. Identify what you like to do with and for real estate brokers, super well defined. Then I can zero in on how to help. I have full belief in you as a human and as a professional coach, so becoming an effective connector is a natural progression. And look, literally I cut and I paste this and I had it rewrite it as if I'm like, Brian can confirm, I like wrote this to him. I pasted it and I was like, bam, that's what I want. And so now Brian now has a clear idea of what I can do. Now, obviously I went through, maybe it's not obvious. I should make it obvious. I do go through this stuff. That's why I have so many Google documents. I go through this stuff and I go in and I write it, and just make sure it's really well done. But here's the kicker, friends. Since I did this process, I don't have to rewrite things as much because it has really cleared things up. Now, if you do end up taking the course, and we're not done yet today, I'm not trying to just spend the rest of this time pitching you. I'm just telling you, if you do end up taking the 1 day, or it's like a 2-hour workshop I'm doing to show you how I do this, I'm also going to show you how I had it, because I started using it, right? Because I'm like, hey, can you help me create messages for all my key offers? Sure. I use this on my website, by the way. This was awesome. I don't have a team. Can you just say it's for, with me without the team? Before I forget, please go back to our conversation, write out all the questions. It did that. In one sentence, what problem does my business solve? This has been the hardest thing for me to nail down because I do so many things. Listen to this. Oh, it's so good. Your business helps solopreneurs, small business owners, and real estate professionals elevate their brand and generate leads by offering personalized and impactful marketing training, content creation, and management services and niche specific workshops. I'm all, boom. That sounds so like me. I love it. I was so happy. I actually put this on my website. And then I said, oh, I need you to write a blurb about my training. And so it did. And we just went on and on. I was like, can you write some social media based on this? Can you do this? Can you do that? And then I got to this point where I was like, man, I just kind of muddied the water. But what if I want to take all of this information that it knows about me and start a new chat? And I can kind of take this with me wherever I go for different projects without muddying the water. I could start new chats, but prompt it with a start of, this is what I'm all about. And then let's get into it. And that is what I'm going to show you, not only step by step on how to do it, but that is what I'm going to show you in the course. So with that in mind, I'm going to show you some other things. Now, let me ask you, how many of you would found that pretty like mind-blowing that you can do that? Let me know. And while we do that, I'm going to show you some other things that you can do. Absolutely. Yes. I mean, can I just tell you, like, it has been the most, it has been really, really helpful. Okay, let's see. Baking bread blog ideas. Okay, we're going to do this. So I want to show you some other things you can do with ChatGPT. I want to brainstorm some content ideas for my blog based on the questions that people are searching. Oh, you want to see something crazy? We have time today. I'm going to show you some crazy stuff now. Are you ready? Check it. All right, we can go to a place called, let's see, which one do I want to show? We're going to do export comments. Okay, so this is a free tool. You can get the premium tool. It's called exportcomments.com. Let me go ahead and put it in the chat for you. Okay, I'm just doing this. Boom. All right, so what this does, and I'm going to put a video or a post for any of these things: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I do this a lot with TikTok. I put in the link and I say export the comments. It's going to export up to 100 comments for the free. If you have more than 100, then you're going to want to pay more. But it's basically, I'm not going to show you because it's going to slow my computer down, but you're going to put in the link to your TikTok video or what have you. I mean, we could try. I just don't want to crash everything, Let's go to TikTok, real Kelly Noble or Kelly Mirabelle. So I do Amazon influencer videos here. And I need one that's going to have a lot of questions. So we'll go and look for one with a lot of questions. A lot of comments, sorry. How many comments? I have one that has like lots of questions. All right, here's one with quite a few. 48 comments. Okay, so we go, I'm going to close this. Bye. We're going to put this in here. Okay. Make sure, yep, TikTok comments. Export the process. Stick with me. It's going to be pretty wild. All right. So it's going to basically generate all the comments from that post ready to download. Right for now, we're just going to, yeah, sure. Why not? Let's click on this. So we could save it as an Excel file. We can preview it online. We could save it as a CSV. I'm just going to preview it online real quick because I don't want to download while I'm live. And it's just going to give me like the comments that people are asking, right? So we're just going to grab that. And then we're going to go over to ChatGPT, new chat. Okay, I want you, okay, we're going to tell it what it is. You are an expert content marketer. I want you to analyze, I know I'm not spelling it right, y'all. I have dyslexia, bear with me. I'm just going to keep it. It's going to know what I'm saying. Analyze, this is why I talk instead of type, the following TikTok video comments and brainstorm content ideas for additional, okay, for my target audience of Amazon influencers. Okay. You are an expert content marketer. I want you to analyze the following TikTok video comments and brainstorm content ideas for my target audience of Amazon influencers. Are you ready? Paste. These are all the comments. Going to analyze it. It's going to start brainstorming based on the provided. Oh, it's going. I can't even read. It's so fast. Okay. Based on the provided TikTok comments, here are some content ideas for your target audience of Amazon influencers. How to remove watermarks from the Amazon videos, compare and contrast, discuss the features, blah, blah, blah. The new TikTok update, save your Amazon videos without a watermark, highlight how to do it, unlocking the blue button, creating engaging videos on Amazon, navigating copyright issues. These are the most common questions that are popping up based off the comments. And then it just kind of created some content for me. Check this out. Let's do one more thing. We need more. So we can either go to something like Answer the Public, or we can go to my favorite. It's called Topic Mojo. By the way, I will, when I send out your follow-up email today or tomorrow, I'm going to make sure I write here topic. Actually, I'll just paste it in, but I will send you the links to these as well in the follow-up email with the recording and everything. All right, so this is Topic Mojo. Again, you can use it free. I have, I believe, a pro account. I don't know, maybe I use the free account. I can't even remember, probably the free account. And it's kind of like Answer the Public, but better in my opinion. So I'm gonna go, I already have searched it. You can see right here, but I'm gonna show you how I do it. I'm gonna go to questions and I'm gonna write the inquiry, which is Amazon Influencer Program. We're going to search, and it's going to basically compile all of the things that people are searching on Google, Reddit, and on Quora. Now, here they are, all the things, right? Wonderful. Now I just have so many things. So I'm going to export this to a CSV. We're just going to grab this really quick. Oh man, this is going to be a whole thing. Sometimes I'm not sure if I would do this for the training, but here we are, because it slows everything down. There it is. Okay, so here's all our questions. It tells us, you know, there's going to be a lot of questions in here that are not legitimate. They're not going to be helpful, but I'm going to take this. We're going to paste. We're going to let ChatGPT worry about it. All right, great. Now take the following search inquiries and filter out the non-useful stuff. I don't know. Obviously, my spelling is not up to snuff. Then create even more ideas for content targeting Amazon influencers. Listen, I'm not even going to worry about my spelling because I already know that it can read and fix that for me. All right, you with me? Okay, guys, it's going to get crazy from here. So follow me. We're going to go through this quick. So number one, I used a tool called Export Comments. It took directly from the comments. People are already asking me questions on my post. Imagine how powerful that content will be, because we are literally giving them what they want. Number two, I go to Topic Mojo and I find what people are searching. It's going to give me all these great things. Are you guys ready to have your mind blown? I'm going to need y'all to comment in the comments saying you're ready, because I'm about to take you 2 steps further and show you how this is going to magically change the way you plan your content. This is VIP stuff. This is stuff I teach in my paid class on creating content effortlessly. I have like a whole class about this. You're getting the super fast version. All right. So we just brainstormed with, well, ChatGPT just brainstormed based off of people actually needing this stuff. What are we going to do with this though? Okay. You are, let's see. I want you to help me build a plan for my content. Let's call it a content. Let's say build a content calendar. I'm giving you guys my secrets. For, let's say, the next 2 months. And we're going to say, let's do June 2023 and June 2023. Not June, sorry, July, duh. All right. Using the ideas from above, I want to focus on, let's just do Instagram. Well, let's do the blog. How about that? Let's focus on blog content. I want to post 2 times per week. All right, so it looks like it's doing 1 blog post per week. So I'm going to say, please update to include 2 blog posts per week for the 2 months. Here it goes. Okay, now we're maybe on track. Oh yeah, there you go. There's 2 there. Okay, you ready for the next step? We're not even done yet. Okay, cool. Please organize into a table. Column 1 is the date to be posted. Column 2 is the title of the blog. Column 3 is a short description, and column 4, oh, pay attention, is a social media post for Facebook. Column 5 is a social media post for Instagram. And column 6 is a social media post for LinkedIn to help market the blog post. Ready? Is your mind being blown right now? Like, this is ridiculous. Now, again, it's working fast. That's the nature of ChatGPT. You want something more creative and more, it got stuck. So we're going to say continue. You want something more creative. You want something a little bit more accurate, then you're going to use GPT-4. You will absolutely read through these. Okay. You will absolutely make changes. Please don't just cut and paste. Now, here's the thing. Check it. All right, these are okay social media posts, but this is really good. But I want the social media posts for Facebook and Instagram to be more to have a couple of emojis. Oh, emojis, who doesn't love an emoji? And the Instagram post should include at least 2 hashtags. Y'all, it's like insane. It's all right. You can go get some water, Brian. All right, so now it's giving me my little hashtag or my little emojis, which I'm just a fan of emojis. That's just me. Okay. Now, if you were to take my workshop on how to do like step-by-step how to create a social media content calendar, which I'm not teaching until probably next month, then you would actually see a little bit more detail. But I just wanted to give you an idea of what's possible. Now let's check this out real quick. Let's go over here. and I'm going to go to, my sample content calendar. Okay. So we have, this is a content calendar I created in ChatGPT using kind of the same system. And in this case, this was for May, let's see, through the month, basically half the way through the month of May. And I had the master calendar, which is going to be, I want you to do the medium. So blog post, Instagram post, LinkedIn post. I want you to do the date it was to be posted, the topic, the idea, a little description, and then a little thing about status. The way I set this up, this would be for like, if I'm going to hand it over to a VA, and then the VA can update me on the status. And then I put all the blog posts are here, right? And once it's in there, I can put the blog post and social media copy if I want. And then we have some social media posts, which I didn't fill in, and then some emails, which I didn't fill in. So if you want to see what the next step looks like, we have, we don't have any time. You'll have to take the class. We are at the end of the demo part. There are so many things that you can do with ChatGPT. Okay, so I'm going to show you this, but I'm going to show you one other thing. I forgot to update this. This is super important before you do this. I'm doing two things. This is if you would like to grab my ChatGPT inspiration and fun activities for, it's a guidebook that I have that teaches you, it gives you access to over 100 prompts in a spreadsheet. It gives you access to teach you different ways that you can use ChatGPT, how to properly prompt. This is a $25 guidebook. Now, before you do that, if you sign up for my upcoming class, let me go grab the link real quick. It's only 20 bucks and you get that book and you get so much more. And I'm going to teach you how to do that whole thing that I kind of teased today. Here it is. Copy this link. I'm going to put it in the chat. I will also email it to you. It's called Get Clear, Get Clients. If you're in Prosper, I'm teaching it in person, which is much preferred, I think, if you really want to learn something. But here is what you're going to look at for the upcoming course. It is going to be on June 21st. It starts at 10 a.m. Central Time. It's only $20. It's going to teach you step by step. I gave you the quick version today on how to use ChatGPT to be your business coach. And then I'm going to teach you some ways that you can consolidate that little gem of information and put it into each one of your chats going forward. And then you basically, like that, train each chat on your business. And you can do this for your clients as well. And then you can have chats that are trained to the brand of your clients. Now, if you're not using ChatGPT, maybe you're using Magi, maybe you're using Jasper. They have brand templates in those tools that you can use the same concept, train the brand, and then put it over in those templates. And now you have your templates. The date of the class, and again, the link is in there, stellar.tips/get/clear, is if you are going to be coming to the virtual class. Let me make this bigger. I made this for your phone because a lot of people are doing that nowadays. June 21st, 10:30 a.m. You will get a copy. This is what it includes. It's an hour-and-a-half step-by-step training. If you come in person, it's on the 28th. It's in Prosper, Texas. It's a 2-hour training. You will get a recording of the session. You will get a comprehensive guidebook. Not only do you get the guidebook that I'm selling, but you also, thanks, Mitch. I will make sure you get the entrance to this. You're also gonna, which is $25. So you basically get a better deal. You get that, but you also get a step-by-step on how to, like a guidebook specific for this. You also get Q&A, and this is what you're gonna get. We're gonna do clarity. Will you learn how to use ChatGPT to get crystal clear on your service offerings, your messages, making it easier to connect, all these great things. Efficiency with the power of AI or fingertips. You're going to be able to streamline this whole thing, everything I taught you today, but to your brand, which is going to be better. Obviously, you are using your own data to train ChatGPT. You're going to learn how to train ChatGPT, gain valuable skills and knowledge that it's going to enable you to act as your own personal business coach. And it's the whole process is designed by a trained business coach. And you are going to do it with confidence. So it's only 20 bucks. The link is in the bio. Definitely sign up and you'll get in. It'll be awesome. I do have one Q&A here. What is GPT an acronym for? Man, I don't know. Generative predictive text, I believe, but I would have to look. Let me get stop the share here and answer some questions in the chat here. Are you finding ways to use GPT for conversational marketing and bots? Great question, because I am a chatbot builder. I do use it quite often. The way I use it is, I'll give you an example. I have a restaurant client that has 5 different restaurant concepts. So I'm able to really quickly take a core message and kind of use the system of creating this brand voice. And then in each chat, I'll train each chat for each brand voice. And I'll say, I need you to rewrite this in this brand voice. Another way I've used it is for those of you who build chatbots for Instagram, if you're going to do messages for a reply, then I like to use a randomizer and reply in several different ways, but I don't want to sit there and write 20 different replies. So I just have ChatGPT write that. By the way, if you are a ManyChat user, I'm in the alpha beta of a AI tool that they are building in ManyChat that's going to help you use AI to actually build flows, which is pretty mind-blowing. I've been playing with that. All right, Alvin asks, can I apply also those lessons to my e-commerce, like dietary supplement e-commerce? Absolutely. Ron says, generative pre-trained transformer. I Google searched it. Hey, okay, so I got the generative one, but you got the rest. Points to you. All right, so I want to thank those of you who joined me today. Done. And I hope that this was helpful. Now, before you log off, please, if you could do me one favor. If you could go ahead and write a social media post and tag me. You can tag, if you're on Facebook, you can either tag the Colorado girl, that's my personal, or you can tag Stellar 24/7. This is my business, or Stellar Media Marketing. This is on Facebook. All right. If you're on Instagram, I am at Stellar 24/7. If you tag me and you write a honest review, something that was mind-blowing, your biggest takeaway, whatever it is, I will send you a ChatGPT checklist, like a free checklist. So if you would do that for me, just like a testimonial of the webinar or something you learned, anything like that, tag me and I'll do that for you. That would be amazing. And you will get a free checklist. Even if you write nasty things about me, I'll give you a checklist, but I might cry. I might have my AI send you a polite comment, and then you'll know it wasn't meant to be polite. Yes, you know, it's funny. Alvin says, great, let me use ChatGPT for a testimonial. I actually had someone do it last time, and it was so good. We both had a great time, and I still used it, but it doesn't have to be long. Literally, I've had people say, my mind was blown. I took this webinar and I was able to learn something I never thought possible, whatever it is. I really appreciate it. Ron says, thank you, Kelly. I had no idea what to expect and I am overwhelmed at the possibilities. Yes. So while I understand this webinar is meant to overwhelm you with excitement and possibilities, it's meant to give you ideas. And if you want to learn more and a little bit slower pace, more focus, I teach several types of online courses. They're all very affordable. Right now, the next set, like I said, is the Get Clients, which is the one about branding. I also do one about creating effortless content, which I just taught last month. So I'll probably wait to do that in July. And I have one probably in July that I'll be teaching for real estate agents. So if any of that sounds good to you, just make sure you guard my email in your inbox. I will be sending everyone here will be added to the emails for AI interested in my segmentation. And when I have AI classes coming up, you'll get an email. It comes from Kelly at Stellar 24/7. If you want to make sure that you're getting information specific to what you want to learn about, here's my email again. But thank you so much for joining me. I do hope that you join me for the upcoming classes that I have coming up. They are going to change your business. They have absolutely helped me. Even the way I was able to utilize everything I showed you and have it summarize it and put it into other chats. And now it's like lightning fast getting instead of having to go back and forth, no, I want the tone to be like this. And it immediately knows me, and I'm able to really get stuff going. Alvin says, I'm getting your small courses with chatbot and marketing. They are all simple, but very easy, full of value. Thanks, Kelly. Thank you. Yeah, I try to keep it as simple as possible. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and watch out for an email from me. As soon as I can, I will be sending out the recording, the information about the topic mojo and the export, any links that I showed you, as well as information about signing up for upcoming classes. Have a wonderful day, and let me know if there's anything else I can help you with. Bye, everyone.